Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Sauce. It's the backup channel backing Celeb up and bringing you all the breaking news. Get this, Patrick Xavier Clark, the man accused of moitering the Migos rapper Takeoff in Houston, Texas in November at Jay Prince's bowling alley birthday party, posted his $1 million bond on Wednesday, January 4th, and because of that, he was released from jail. The judge had originally set Clark's bond at $2 million, but it was cut in half after Clark's legal team successfully argued that the figure was unconstitutional because Clark just simply couldn't afford it. Now, Clark's attorneys had asked the court to grant him a further reduction to $300,000, but the court denied the motion because the judge was like, listen, I heard one of those jail phone calls that he had, and based on that phone call, I know that dude got some money. He can afford to pay the $1 million bond. And based on the fact that Clark paid it, the judge was right. Now, as part of the bond agreement, Clark will have to remain on 24/7 house arrest at his parents' house in Houston. He's going to have to wear a GPS ankle monitor and also avoid all contact with Takeoff's family or other individuals involved in the case. He must also submit to drug testing and cannot use or possess marijuana, alcohol, or a firearm. Clark is due back in court in March. Now, if you're like me, you're wondering, where did Clark get that money? If he's a self-employed DJ and an exotic dance promoter who claims that he is indigent, where did he get the dough to post that bond? Well, previously, Clark's attorney had stated that his family was willing to put up their home as collateral to bond him out of jail. Now, let's be clear, we don't know if that's where he actually ended up getting the dough, but we do know that the attorney did say that. Now, ironically, Quāvo turned around and he released a heartfelt tribute song to Takeoff called Without You on the same day that this dude gets released from jail. Without You marks the first time Quāvo has dropped new music since Takeoff's death, and the duo dropped Only Built for Infinity Links. While sharing the song on Instagram, Quāvo wrote, quote, "Long live Take Infinity," end quote. And after the drop, Meek Mill's, Busta Rhymes, LeBron James, Ty Dolla $ign, and Mike Will all came through the comments section to offer their love and support. I don't know, I think it's a little odd that Quāvo just happens to drop his tribute song on the same day that Takeoff's alleged moiterer is dropping his bond and getting released from jail. It's like it's more than coincidence. Do you think that Quāvo got the drop? That dude was getting ready to drop his bond, so he turned around and was like, yo, I'm getting ready to drop this track? Let me know what you think in the comments. Check this out. This is very interesting. In a recent interview with People magazine, artist SZA says she was not the popular girl in high school. As a matter of fact, she says that she was bullied all the time because she just did not fit in. Not only didn't she fit in, but she couldn't even go to the prom because she could not find a date. SZA said that her high school experience in New Jersey was itty shay. And if you went to high school in New Jersey, you should know what itty shay means because you should have learned Pig Latin. Anyway, SZA said, quote, "I was bullied because I wasn't quiet and I was awkward at the same time. I wasn't this tiny sad victim, but I was more so attacked just because it was given 'what is wrong with you' energy. I always thought, oh my God, I'll never have the approval of anyone in life. This must be my defining factor. This must be the bottom line. I realized that all the things that made me feel so lame were actually what made me into who I am. It's like I didn't go to prom because I didn't have any friends and I had no one to go to prom with. And now it's so weird that my life turned into having a bodyguard while traveling to parties. All these things. If I had such a fulfilling existence and experience in high school, I would have felt validated to the point where I didn't need to do anymore. So I just had to do more. I had to be more because I was like, this shoddy experience can't be the end of it because if it is, I'm cooked." End quote. I gotta tell you, I appreciate what SZA's doing because by sharing her story, she's helping out a whole bunch of kids out there who are currently being bullied, okay? And they're in school and they can't take it and they're like, I just cannot deal with this for one more minute. But those kids don't understand that high school is not the end all to be all. And I get it. When we were younger, we used to be able to get on the school bus, go home, and that bullying would stop. But nowadays, you got the internet and the bullying just keeps going and going and going. time. But I gotta tell you, if there's somebody out there listening who is currently being bullied, I cannot guarantee you that that bullying is gonna stop. But what I can guarantee you is that you're gonna run into those same bullies about 20 years from now, and you're gonna realize that they are absolute losers. I mean, that jock that you think is like everything now, he's gonna have the pot belly, he's gonna have the bald spot, I mean, he's gonna have the acne, I mean, he's gonna be a hot mess, he's gonna be an alcoholic, I mean, he's gonna be strung out on crack, I mean, he's gonna be like, there's gonna be Fenty on his nose. I mean, trust me, he's gonna be a hot mess. And the same goes for the females. Her BBL is gonna be crooked, her hairline's gonna be all jacked up, she's gonna have like 14 kids with like 18 baby daddies. Why? Because she lied to like 4 of them. Her credit score is gonna be like 200, and she's gonna look like she's like 82 years old, even though she's like only 30. Trust me, if you wait it out, you will eventually see the long-term effects of the low self-esteem that caused these people to bully in the first place. Trust me. I mean, trust me. Everybody who has been through high school and graduated from high school or didn't graduate from high school knows that what I am saying is true. Listen, if what I'm saying is true, hit that like button. And really, I don't think there's a whole bunch of kids listening to this channel, but just in case there is, if you are experiencing bullying at school, 1, talk to somebody, but 2, know that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. You're gonna be all right. Now check this out. The other day we reported that Keith Murray went on The Art of the Dialogue and did an interview in which he was putting Foxy Brown's business all out there, and he was saying that he took her to the telly and he did this and that and she did this and that. Well, now Foxy Brown has responded. Foxy Brown wrote, quote, "Ninjas ain't pop since I shot ya." Crying face laughing emoji. Crying face laughing emoji. Listen, I guess that's enough said. She just dropped the mic after that. I mean, does she need to say more? I'd be very interested to see if Keith Murray can just leave it at that, or if his ego is so small that he has to come back out on YouTube and say a little bit more about Foxy. Smokey the Hip Hop Yogi believes that Keith Murray's gonna come back with a little something else because he wrote, quote, "And so it begins," end quote. Now check it out. Chart Data posted a tweet that said, quote, "At Nicki Minaj becomes the female rapper with the most consecutive years charting a single on the Hot 100 from 2010 to 2023, breaking a tie with Missy Elliott from 1996 to 2008, end quote. And after that post dropped, the Bobs inundated the comment section and were saying things like, Nicki Minaj is the queen of rap. Nicki Minaj is the best rapper ever. Nicki Minaj is iconic. But apparently, everybody did not feel that way because somebody wrote, quote, "Missy Elliott did it with raps. This bubblegum pop do not belong in the rap categories," end quote. Listen, this brings us back to the arguments that they were having with like the Grammy nominations. Is Super Freaky Girl a rap song or is it a pop song? What is Nicki doing over there? Is she doing the pop music or is she really out there rapping? Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me tell you something, as a hip hop head, if Nicki Minaj does not drop a real rap song with real lyrics that she's spitting straight fire in 2023, I'm demoting this chick. Now check it out. Recently, Young Jock was on Vlad TV, and while he was being interviewed, he started talking about how, like when Ashanti was talking about how a producer had propositioned her and told her that he would make her some beats if she gave him some buns. Well, Young Jock was like, listen, this happens all the time in the industry. Producers are always trying to exchange beats for getting in between those sheets. During the interview, Young Jock said, quote, "I think it's very common. I think a lot of women be like, men too, real talk, let's be for real," end quote. After Jock said that, the person who was doing the interview said, quote, "Excuse me? There ain't a lot of female producers out there, so who are they sleeping with?" In response to this dude's dumb question, Young Jock replied, quote, "You just think because they're men? Oh, okay, you gonna play that naive? You know what I'm talking about. There are male producers out here that would do something probably, I'm sure," end quote. Hey yo, have we entered like a season of dumbness in which all of the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we once had has dissipated into nowhere? Why are we acting mad shocked that this whole quid pro quo thing does not only apply to females. Listen, people, you know what's going on in the industry. Some of your favorite thuggish artists have gotten the hardest thuggish beats from in between those sheets. Those bangers that you love were bangers for a reason, because they were banging them out when they were making them. Listen, all I'm trying to say, because I'm not talking about sexual orientation, what I'm trying to say is that when you're talking about the exchange of beats for buns, don't try to make it seem like it's only the female rappers who are out there doing that nonsense. And I'm really glad that Young Jock put it out there, because a whole lot of times, a lot of dudes always try to make it seem like the females are the only ones out there selling a body just to get a beat. Listen, we all know that is not the case. But what it actually does when dudes try to make it seem like these chicks out here sleeping with everybody for a beat is it cheapens the value of female rap music in comparison to male rap music, because it makes it seem as if these female artists have to do almost anything and everything just to try to maybe get a hit song, while these male artists do it all on talent, respect, and skill. But enough about that. I want to talk about my man Morris Chestnut. Now that The Best Man Final Chapters is showing on Peacock, Morris Chestnut has kind of been doing the rounds and he's been doing interviews, and recently he went on Jennifer Hudson's talk show, and while they were talking, he was talking about some of the people who he is commonly mistaken for. Morris Chestnut said he's often mistaken for Tyrese Gibson and Taye Diggs, and then he went on to say, quote, "Very recently, for the first couple of times, they thought I was Charlemagne the God," end quote. I honestly have to know who in their right mind tried to say that my man, my fake husband in my mind, Morris Chestnut, that I officially claimed when he was playing Ricky from Boys in the Hood and he got shot with that bag of milk in his hand and that Twinkie, and a tear came from my eyes, just like that one tear that Denzel shed in the movie Glory. Look, I'm gonna have to find out who it is running around that thinks that my man Morris Chestnut looks like Charlemagne the God. The level of disrespect. I'm so frustrated right now. Listen, I don't even know if I can go on with the show. Now, look, I'm gonna need you to take a look at the picture and you tell me, do you think that Morris Chestnut looks like Charlemagne the God? I just do not know anymore. I mean, you do know that just because two people are dark almond chocolate does not mean they're made of the same chocolate. Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Sauce, your source for celebrity news. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.